Okay, we'll get started with our meditation. Okay, loves, I'm just going to invite everyone to uncross everything you've got crossed, ankles, arms, knees, anything, and just get yourself really comfortable. And then just bring the soles of your feet down to the earth. And then whenever you're ready, I'm going to invite you to just gently close your eyes. And just bring your awareness from that external world to your internal. Making a conscious choice just to come inwards. And just taking some nice deep cleansing breaths. So we're going to take some nice deep cleansing breaths where we just inhale all the way from the heart of the earth. So taking a nice deep inhale. And we're just going to draw that breath all the way up our body, all the way up to the crown of our head. And then we're going to hold that breath for a moment. And just really allow that energy to build. And then whenever we're ready with a big exhale, we're just going to let it all go. So exhaling your breath out. Beautiful, just let it go. So the autumn equinox is equal, right? Equal day and night. And it really does invite us to find that inner balance within us, that inner balance between our yin and our yang, our masculine and feminine. And of course, even that energy of the sun and the moon. And right now, we have this beautiful harvest full moon. So a lot of very sacred energy. So we're going to open sacred space now. We're going to evoke our ancestors. And we're going to invite our ancestors to come in.
Ireland and Scotland.
And those that choose to be here from a heavenly realm for the highest good. And as we evoke our ancestors, we're honoring this time that our ancestors have done ceremony and come together just as we are now, honoring this sacred time, the change in the season, inviting us to pause, go inwards. And as you look around and see the leaves are starting to turn these beautiful colors of orange and purple and red and brown, yellow. But what's really happening is the inner wisdom of nature, Gaia, or the tree is saying, I'm going to let this part of me die. I'm complete with this. I'm going to let it go. Because the tree's inner wisdom knows that as we move into this dark time of the year, it's this time of letting go, this time of surrendering and going into the dark. Being okay with that. That's where that balance comes in, right? Being okay with being friends with the darkness, befriending it, being comfortable with it. And knowing that as we choose to release here and now, as we come into the spring, we will rise up again, blossom, bloom. But for now, we're being asked to pause. And what is it that we're willing to release? So with another deep inhale, we're going to inhale our breath all the way in. And this time on the exhale, I'm going to invite you, with that awareness, with that consciousness. And as you exhale, what is it that you're willing to let die, that you're willing to surrender? So let's take a deep inhale. Inhaling our breath up, 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 all the way up to the crown of our head. And then whenever you're ready with a big exhale, just let it go. Exhaling your breath all the way out, every last bit. And allowing that emptiness. Because what happens? Again, we're going to inhale our breath. We're going to draw the energy up from the heart of the earth. So inhaling your breath up, all the way up through your body, all the way up to the crown of your head, and then just holding your breath, just allowing that energy to build. to build. And then whenever you're ready, exhaling, exhaling your breath all the way out. That letting go. There's such power in that inner knowing of this is complete. And I'm going to let go because that's where the sovereignty is. That's where the strength is. So sending your grounding cord down into the heart of, in Ireland we would call her Eru, the goddess of the earth, Sophia, Gaia, Mama Pacha. Just send your grounding cord deep down into the heart of the earth to feel that deep sense of connection and rootedness and centeredness. Because that, beloved, is your birthright, to have that connection with the earth. Then once you've made that connection, bring your awareness to the crown of your head and connect with your highest self, that highest level of consciousness. And allow that energy, and above that source energy, the great mother goddess, to just flow down into the crown of your head and down through every single cell of your body, out around your energy field. Just allow that beautiful light to fill up every single cell of your being. And we're going to invite that earthy, grounded energy and that source energy to merge at your heart center. So seeing that energy coming together at your heart, merging together. And then from this, see what is at your heart. Colors, symbols. This place of unconditional love and forgiveness and compassion. So I'm just going to invite you to float your hands up to your heart center. And here we are together with this unity intention of coming together to honor this sacred time, to come together with our sisters and brothers, to unify, to come into balance and harmony. So what in this moment, with the energy of the full moon and the spring equinox, are you going to let go of, to release, to offer down to the earth that has the ability to compost straight up to source, can transmute the energy? And of course the full moon supports that too, the letting go. And whatever is being illuminated, because the full moon does that, it illuminates, amplifies, magnifies. And just know whatever comes up around this time is what is really wanting to be heard, that wants attention. So we'll just take a moment now for you to just honor whatever that is you're willing to release. Taking a deep inhale and exhale. And whenever you're ready, beloveds, I'm just going to invite you to open your eyes. And welcome into this beautiful sacred circle. And what makes it so sacred is all of you, all of us coming together. And that's time, you know? So I'm going to pass the baton over to Alex. Alex, if you'd like to go ahead. And if you want to unmute there.
There you go. Yes, it's such a joyful occasion for us to be together. These are not common events these days, you know, because we're all being still in the influence of COVID, of nature trying to tell us something. But I want to add just one little thing to the meditation, which is that we're in a harvest moon. You know, this is the harvest moon, and I always see harvest as an opportunity to collect, also to gather the effort of the last seasons of the last year, the last cycle. So I want to just make sure that you all acknowledge the hard work you've done for yourselves, for your families, the hard work of those around you do as well, and welcome the gifts that come from that, and try to learn from them as well. While you store the wisdom, you store the good stuff for the next go around, right? And I also want to welcome everybody. This is a circle, of course, of healing, but in particular, it's a circle of healing of the earth, Earth's matrix, of the Earth's energy fields, of its potential, of its love, of its usefulness. Amanda and I have been working together for a number of years now on this track, and I know all of you have share an interest on this. These are interesting times. You could also call them difficult times, where the Earth, the Great Mother, and even the skies are kind of in turbulence, and we're looking at a relatively uncertain future. The ancients prophesied this time as a time of great transformation. In fact, as an overturning in many cultures, they said that think reality will turn itself around. And they warned us. Of course, being human, we didn't pay too much attention to the warnings, and here we are, right? So the intention of this circle, which Amanda has so brilliantly embodied in her work in Ireland and the States, on this beautiful soil she lives in, is to try to help others to get the knowledge, get the techniques, get the methods, and the community that is going to be necessary in order to sustain ourselves in the years and generations to come. Transformation is here. It's here, already here. All of the elders are speaking of it, have been speaking about it for generations, at least a generation or two now. And it's our responsibilities to look at this carefully and to learn from it. Now, there is a joyful side to this, of course, as we face an uncertain future. There's a joyfulness that's required in this particular task. And I think that's really the crux of why we want to gather together, why we do this periodically, is to make sure that none of us lose a sense of the importance to feel that community, to feel the beauty that surrounds us all the time, to feel and listen the conversation that nature provides, that the spirit world provides, giving us that, that juice that is what animates life and makes it more than just, a humdrum existence. So welcome to all of you on behalf of my ancestors, and my teachers. We're here to share our knowledge with you as well. One other little thing that I want to bring up, which I'm sure Amanda would have a lot to say, is that we're in the full moon is in Pisces, and we're ending Virgo, right? Which is a very interesting time because it's redolent of the feminine. It's got beautiful kind of soft energy. Virgo, on the one hand, wants to get things, organized and kind of logical. Pisces wants to let go, kind of let it flow. So it's a great time to balance out also those tendencies in us. Those of you who've been with us a while know that Amanda and I teach together because we're trying to achieve that balance that's been so, lopsided for the last few thousand years. Allow the feminine to ascend in partnership with the masculine. So I'm delighted to see at least a couple of guys here today. So welcome, my brothers. I wish there were more of you here with us today. Thank you, Linda.
Thank you, Alex. And it's just so, I'm just going to bring up so we can all see each other, because look at all these beautiful, beautiful faces and this amazing energy that's flowing through the, it's amazing, because what about time and space? So it's so beautiful to see you all, Tina and Megan and Joanna and Sean and Sandra and Marion, Maria, Robin, Helena, so beautiful to see you all. And what we're moving now, the full moon is really tomorrow, and of course the equinox is over these couple of days. So of course, we have all these sacred sites, especially Loch Crew, which many of us have visited, that is in alignment with the autumn equinox. But, if you don't have a sacred site, you can bring the microcosm of the universe into your home and work energetically with that. And so this is an invitation to all of you to, and I think a lot of you may already, but to create some kind of an altar, like dedicated to the autumn equinox now and the full moon. And it can be the most simplistic altar, because the first thing that it's going to invite you to do is get out in nature. So wherever that is, whether it's out in your garden, a park, a national park, a forest, or anything, whatever you've got close by, or maybe go a little further to get really immersed in nature, and to gather the elements. So leaves that are already starting to fall, if there's a rock that speaks to you, and of course we always want to ask permission. Maybe gather some water if there's rain, or the sea, or a local stream. So we want to bring all the elements in, and then of course we want the fire elements. We can bring in a candle. So we want to just bring all the elements in and create, an altar in our own homes, which is that, microcosm of the entire universe. You get to bring the entire universe in. And if there's any other, special items that you feel called to put on it, and I'm going to invite you to really sit with that altar. And, it's a powerful time for anything in your life that feels, just a little out of balance. And I think it's a daily thing. It's a daily thing being a human in this vessel, right? Because, ultimately we're these infinite beings, and we're going along trying to fit in this vessel. So I'm going to invite you to kind of gather and create an altar that you can sit with and see where perhaps you're guided that more balance can be brought into your life. And a lot of us just know right away. And then sometimes we just have to quieten a lot to listen. So I'd love to invite you, but while you're out in nature and gathering whatever it is that speaks to you to bring back into your altar, your ultimate, not homework, but home love, shall we call it, is to find a tree and just sit under that tree without any electronics. And just, sit with this tree and just feel the roots of the tree going deep into the earth, and allow your roots to go deep into the earth. And, just really connect with the essence and just hear what wisdom is there for you. And I mean, there's no better way than to help get into balance, but also realize where we're out of balance, is just sit in absolute stillness out in nature. So that in itself is you finding your own inner balance, right? Which creates that ripple effect. It's like, if we can find it within ourselves, and we have it in our homes, we have it in our villages, our towns, and it just keeps rippling out. So just by doing that within ourselves and sitting with the earth and loving on her and connecting on her and honoring her, that is some of the healing that is needed now. So that is our invitation for you as a special ceremony to honor this special time. Now we're in this autumn equinox, all these points on the wheel for the next 6 weeks, as we start to move further into the darker time of the year. And we move to, as we call in Ireland here, Samhain, some Halloween, right? And that's when the veil is very thin. And we can go even more deeply, and it's very much so a time for healing ancestral patterns and stuff. So that is your home love that we're going to invite you, and we'd love to hear about it, right, Alex? Yeah.
The other side of this is that in the joyfulness of this work, there's also a sense in which you are helping to heal everything else. Right. So my teachers always taught me that you can't help heal anything unless you try to make an effort to heal yourself. So the self is important in this regard. It's not about selfishness. It's about being centered and being true to your identity as a spiritual being, as a soul in its journey through life, to the vessel of the material world. And in that materialness that you are, right, you're this kind of beautiful, conglomerate of forces. As you travel, as you move through the landscape, right, on your daily routine, you're a matrix of vibrations that include both energetic stuff, what we know about the chakra systems and so on, the kind of connections to heaven and earth that Amanda described in the meditation, as well as all of the social and historic connections that tie you to everything. So you're this kind of pulsating magnificence, right, that moves through space. At the same time, the earth, which is a conscious, alive, interactive matrix, is interacting with you, right? So this is conversation that happens all the time. Most of us ignore it because we need to get to the coffee shop and to jobs, to work and take care of the kids and, till the fields or whatever it is that we're preoccupied with. But that interplay is critical to our survival as a species, our place within nature, and in a larger sense, to our spiritual journey, across the universe. If we are not aware that that is what's happening to us, that that's what's fueling our identity, our wholesomeness, we run the risk of losing that perspective. And when we do that as humans, it's very easy to ignore place, to ignore duties and responsibilities to nature, and to allow the desecration of the natural world that is happening now. And that's been happening for a while, of course. Right? So my invitation to you is that as you work with the altar that Amanda has described, is to remember that, but remember it at all times. My teachers always taught me that an altar is a wonderful learning tool. It's a great place to interact. Of course, ritual is the language of the sacred. So you do that in that moment. Then you want to carry that lesson in your energy field so that you become the altar. You become the elements of nature. You become the wisdom and the mystery that you are discovering out there in the physical reality of the natural world. Okay, so I invite you to do that as well. One way to do that, in fact, I'm going to do a little quick little exercise with you all, is to think right now of a place that's really significant to you. All right, it could be a place that you work with, or a place that you like to visit, or maybe something that you remember from your childhood or from the past. Don't think about it too much right now. Just go to the first one that comes to your mind, the one that immediately comes to you. Right? And then let's play a little bit. Let's try to imagine it in great detail, or remember it in great detail. For some of you, it may have been something that somewhere you've never been. All of a sudden, this image pops into your head. That's fine too. And as you allow this to crystallize into an image, recognize that you are in connection with that place, that there is an energetic, spiritual, and cosmic connection between a place and you, that you are the place and the place is you. And that's really important. You're the same thing. Your ancestors maybe have walked that land. Somebody's ancestors walked that land. Somebody used the land, took from it, hopefully with gratitude in exchange, often without gratitude. So the first step in this exercise is to be grateful for the land and what it gave to those who used it. If it's land that you've used, even more gratitude, right? You have to really thank for that gift. If that land involves your ancestry or your ancestors, whether biological or historical, even more gratitude, yeah, because they allowed for the survival of your race, of your people. And believe me, in the years that are coming, when climate change is going to hit us on the head like a ton of bricks, we're going to need that connection. We're going to have that gratitude as the anchor. It's going to be the critical anchor. It's going to tie us into the future so that our children, our descendants, and our students, and our people around them are going to be able to succeed in the face of challenges. So with gratitude in our hearts and with a clear vision of what the relationship is, we can also make a vow to do whatever we can to help and to fulfill the health, the wellness of the natural world. Now, this is a particularly good time to do that, because this is when in the fields all over the world, the farmers, the peasants are turning that field, right? They're putting back into the soil the leftover of the crop, right? They're creating the composting and fertilizing processes that are going to go through the dormant stages of winter, so that in the spring, they'll be able to turn it up again, now plant the seed and allow for life to flourish. You can do that for yourselves as well. So take the detritus, the leftover of your life, of all those negative experiences you may have had, cherish them too. Let them come in, fold them in. Don't reject them. They're useful nutrient. They don't belong in your worry zone. They belong in your compost zone. So allow that to filter in. Those of you who know a little bit about permaculture and the ancient practices of the past know that, when you take compost and you mix it with a ritual at the right time of the moon, at the right time of the year, at the right time of the sun and the stars, magic happens. right? In Scotland, at Finhorn, they were able to grow amazing produce. You know, in many parts of the world, they've used these cycles of moon and stars and sky and sun to create viable ecosystems out of desert land that was completely dead. That's something we can do for ourselves too. So whatever lack you may perceive in yourself, whatever weakness, whatever failing, you can turn it around. And this is the moment to do it, to begin that process of unfolding it, of lovingly, like the way you would hold a little bird or a baby, saying, oh, this is me, this is the me, right? That maybe wasn't so great, or maybe didn't think so well of myself, or maybe I made a mistake. Maybe I didn't fulfill a promise. Maybe I didn't pay attention. Let me fold that in too and learn from that lesson. Allow that to seep into the soil of your consciousness in order to come forth in the spring in absolute bloom and glory. Aho.
Aho. So beautiful. Thank you, Alex, and so well said. And I think there's so much now for all the beloveds that are here with us, whether live or recorded, to just take that in. Just take that in, how all these seeds that you are planting now, how they're going to start to blossom in the spring, and how important these seeds are to plant for your well-being, for collectively, and for the earth. And I'd love to take a moment so we get to hear from everybody. And I'd love to read a message aloud from Noelle. Hi, Noelle. Lovely to have you join us. She says, I am so, so happy to be part of this circle with you all, joining hands, literally or not, gathering our energies to reflect, initiate, transform, and send healing energy is a beautiful gift that we're all able to share right now. So thank you for those beautiful words, Noelle. So I would love to come around to our entire circle now. And I'd love for you to just take a moment to type in the chat box the blessings that you would like to receive yourself, because that receiving is very important, but also to this group, to the earth collectively. So, and I'll read them aloud. And then also Regina says that she has a land healing question for us. So Regina, would you like to type it in and I can read it aloud and we could address your question? Like, we probably don't have time for a ton of questions, but I would love to. Regina says she's a question here for us. And then, beloveds, please go ahead and start chatting, putting in the chat box, and I can read them aloud, because Alex and I really want to hear from all of you. This is us all coming together, and it's that impact of everyone coming together that does make it so powerful. Right.
Yeah, and don't forget that the individual is the collective. So don't be shy, because whatever your concern, whatever your wish, whatever it is that you have to offer is going to help all of us. You know, every time you make a blessing for yourself, you're blessing me too. So I'm really grateful.
Absolutely. And Tina right there said she would love to attract her soul love. So that's beautiful.
Yeah. So let's focus just a brief moment on Tina and her wish, all of us together, wishing her that blessing. Thank you, Tina. Thanks for letting us be of service to you.
Oh, and thank you for sharing that, Tina, as well. We're going to see that and look forward to hearing. Okay, love. So anybody else? Noelle, the blessings I'd like to receive is the feeling of being free and confident in my capacity to create in my life.
Well, this couldn't be a better time to ask for that.
And I really do feel that the more that you connect in such a way with the land, like when you come from this, I mean, the trees know, the flowers know, they don't even think to start to grow up, you know, the light, confidence, sharing your light, until they have rooted so deeply. So this work of really connecting with the land and, you know, going barefoot in the land, laying out with the land, as I said, sitting with the tree, and then just bringing that inside and connecting that way on your altar is such a powerful way to have that inner freedom, and also creating that capacity in your life for that. So thank you, Noelle. And then Megan,
can I just add one little thing, Amanda, because we're in Pisces now. The moon is in Pisces, and one of the things about Pisces is letting go. You know, this is a perfect time to just stop thinking about that. Don't intellectualize it. Let your dream world take over. Let peace take over. So distracting yourself through the vehicle of nature, like Amanda said, or maybe you want to jump into a pool, or if you're near the ocean, just splash in the ocean before it gets too cold. Try to see if you can hook onto the energy of surrender, because this is the perfect time of the year to do that.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so next of all, I'd love to read Megan's. So grateful to share in this ceremony and time with all of you, calling in self-compassion, confidence, and sharing my gifts with others. Thank you both so much. That's beautiful, Megan. And this is such a powerful time with the autumn equinox. And over these next few days, we're so close with our ancestors. We're so connected with nature. And then if you think about all these ley lines, all these energy lines that really connect every single sacred site, mountain, in the world, that when we tune into this energy and with these ley lines, these intentions get sent through the lines, through the pyramids, through this, Newgrange and all these incredible sacred sites all over the world. And then I'd love to read Regina. My wish is to receive excellent health and energy, my new home, and a network of true friends and love. Tare. And then Aoife, ability to connect with source in a way that truly feels true to me. That's beautiful. Gemeke. And Noel, your words make so much sense. Thank you both. Thank you, Noel. And then Maria, so wonderful to be here. Thank you, Amanda, Alex, and everyone. I love that idea of composting our old stuff. I would love the blessing of being able to receive and enjoy the abundance I have worked hard to create. Wishing everyone abundance. Oh, that's so beautiful, Maria. Thank you. And at this time of the full moon, like it is just so, this harvest full moon. And like Alex said, like take a moment. This is, what you're speaking of, Maria, all this love and hard work and time and energy that you've put in. So as you look up the full moon tonight, just see all of that abundance and that abundance being reflected back to you. And another practice that I really love is calling in the energy of the full moon. So we're going to invite everyone to take some time today and tomorrow, whenever you can, but to just stand out under the full moon, and like it's called moon beaming, and just put your arms up in the air and just feel it and invite it down through your entire body. It's very powerful.
Yeah, don't forget the moon is your grandmother. She's the one that's always going to forgive you. She's always going to love you. She's going to cook you that cookie and make you that cup of tea every single time, right? So ask for whatever you want.
And Regina, and my wish is to keep my peace. Aho, Gemeke. Yes. And once we do that within ourselves, we are just giving permission everywhere. Natalie, so grateful for this group and for the sharing your wisdom today. Thank you so much. The blessing I'd like to receive is to reconnect with myself, with my real, true, authentic self, and making this a priority in my life.
Don't forget, dear, that you are always your true self. The only reason you may not think so is because, other things have interfered. You are your true self. You're never going to have to discover your true self because you already are that. And we know that. Those of you who can see, we know that. So remember that there are many of us who see that true self. And we bless you for that.
So beautiful. And I feel as I read these beautiful words from all these beloved sisters and brothers that it's for all of us, like everything you're reading, everything I'm reading just completely resonates. So Sandra shares, my seeds are planted for beautiful and stable housing, living in alignment with my divine purpose and truth, and expanding sacred community. That's so beautiful, Sandra. And again, we're holding that intention for you, and to look up into the full moon for that guidance on that tonight, with your stable housing and living alignment. And then Lindsay, the blessing I would like to receive is being empowered to live my life for me and not for others, so I can be in alignment with source and my own unique path. So
and Joanna says something beautiful about letting go fully and help to heal land, my ancestors and those around me. and letting go of the past of my ancestors and not let it affect me, which I think is a really interesting question, because not everybody had good ancestry. Sometimes, our childhood and our experiences of family were difficult. But that's okay. Deeper in the past, your ancestors are still looking at you and blessing you. You don't have to love them or even like them, but the energy is there, and it's a loving energy if you go deep enough into the past. So I encourage you to remember that. It's okay to distance yourself from immediate ancestry, but you also have to acknowledge the value of life that you were given by those very ancestors.
And we've got much to learn from our ancestors and the patterns and perhaps patterns that are playing out in our lives, that, and when we do this work with them, we can say, okay, some of those patterns stop here, they stop here with me, and they don't go any further. And that's whether you have children or not, because all children of the earth are, our family, right?
That's correct. That's correct.
Yeah, and thank you, Lindsay. That is so beautiful. And like with all of these beautiful, first of all, just writing these words and we're reading them together in this sacred container together, it's already shone the light on it. It already is, so I thank you for sharing that. And then Christina says, I'd love to have more vitality and fresh, clear, healthy energy. Thank you. That's beautiful, Christina. Elke, I'd love to receive an abundance of health, wealth, confidence, focus, and clarity, so I can support and help others. So beautiful. And I think one really strong message is, it really seems to be coming through today, is really living your truth, filling up your own well. And then when we do that, it gives us that capacity to be able to help in ways that we want. And then Robin, I'm here with my beautiful friend Susan, and we would like to attract complete feelings of worthiness. That's powerful.
Helene and Sean say two seemingly opposite things. Helene says, I'd love to release control my journey of my work and spiritual path and wish to be trust. And Sean says, let go of the past, let go of the illusion of failure, and to let it compost in the earth. They seem to be opposite. They're really the same issue. Right? One feels failure, one feels too much control. And the secret is that neither one or the other is necessary. That you're in the center. You toe that path, and as long as you keep walking, right, you're going to be fine. There's nothing to achieve, nowhere to go, nothing to do. And that's why the concept of healing the land is so critical, because if you can make that relationship with the land in which there's mutual healing happening, all of these other considerations they drop off. Perhaps not immediately, but they will drop off. And you will find much greater freedom if your relationship with the land is one that's healed already. Don't forget, land is the matrix. We are of the land. We are the land.
Okay. Thank you, Alex. Amy, so interesting, Alex, what you just shared about Pisces and letting go, as what keeps coming up for me is a sense of letting go, releasing the stress, and welcoming calm, peace, and balance. And that's so beautiful, Amy, Aho, because what is nature doing right now? So not only is this full moon, which is to do with releasing the Pisces, the water, but also the autumn equinox, just nature is guiding us. Just let go. So and really comes back to what Alex was just saying, let go of those whatever it is you're putting on yourself, whatever unnecessary pressure that you are consciously choosing to put on yourself, which is lack of kindness and compassion. I wonder if we all collectively could just decide to let go of that unnecessary pressure and be in this moment and just be together, Yvonne, thank you both for this opportunity. I would like to transition with ease to this new stage of my life. Oh, that's beautiful, Yvonne. And of course, as we're transitioning into this new season of autumn, I think most of us that are on the call are on this side of the hemisphere. Some could be moving into spring. And you read Joanna's, I would love to continue on my healing road. Yeah, you read Joanna's. Yep. And we have Denise. I'm happy to be here with you all. We're entering my favorite time of year and love connecting with everyone. That's beautiful, Denise. Thank you. And Helene and Sean's. And then, hi, Stephanie. The blessing of forgiveness and allowing for infinite expansion of trust, health, compassion, and abundance are for myself and for all. And then Maura, blessings to you all with an attitude of great gratitude to have this moment in time with all of you. May I receive the blessings to truly, in all ways, learn to love myself unconditionally so I might move towards and fulfill my purpose I incarnated here for.
One reminder, Maura, that the reason that you are alive already proves that you have incarnated your purpose. You would not have come to life if you hadn't done that. So this idea that may be playing with you, that you haven't quite done it yet or need to do a little more, is just an illusion. Okay? Think of that. Remember that. The fact that you're alive by itself is proof that you were already living the purpose for which you were brought here.
And then the last one I have here is Jean David. Thank you, Alex, and all for your invitation in this circle. May the aloneness in our personal tasks may be peeled away from time to time to uncover the strength for our togetherness in all healing we partake in.
Thank you, Jean-David, for that, because aloneness has been the tenor of the times lately, hasn't it? Yeah.
So that's
but we're not alone. We're not alone. That's an illusion. We're all together. I haven't seen Amanda in 2 years now, Amanda.
I know, way too long.
I feel like she's sitting here next to me.
I am, definitely. I actually feel, as Noelle so beautifully put it, like we're here in circle, we're holding hands. But and actually, I'd actually love Noelle, what a beautiful point she brings up. So let's just take a moment and let's just put our hands out here and let's visualize that we are holding each other's hands. Like feel your beloved's hand in your hand. And then just feel this beautiful energy from the earth, like feel it palpably, this energy of balance and rootedness and groundedness and support and nourishment moving up from the land, and feel it coming up through the back of your hand, up through the palm, and then up through the beloved's hand that you're holding, and up through the palm of their hand, and up through the back of the hand. And at the same time, feel this source, great Mother Earth energy flowing down and around us, down through our bodies, down through our hands as we are in circle together. And all of these beautiful, beautiful words that have been shared from your heart and from your soul, they're heard. And these are the words that, and that awareness that brings this healing collectively that is needed now. So thank you all for being here and showing up and in such a beautiful, brave, sovereign, honest, clear way. And then let's just bring those hands together now at our heart into Anjali Mudra. And then just bring your hands over your heart and just bring all that beautiful energy here too. And the energy of this beautiful circle will continue with us all. Continue with us all throughout this season and beyond. Alex, would you like to share anything else?
Just my delight in being together with you all. I know that we're all itching to be together as a group in physical space, but when we're in spiritual space like this, it's just as good, as far as I'm concerned. Next year, of course, we're scheduled to be in Ireland, right? Walking those beautiful sacred sites, learning about the true alignments of places like Loughborough and so on. So we welcome you all, invite you to come join us as well. We have we're currently beginning the next cycle of the Earth Healing apprenticeship, which you're all welcome to join as well. but I just want to extend my heart to you and to thank you all for making my path and my joy possible. Those of you who know me know that I love being with you. I love sharing the knowledge. I love honoring my ancestors by handing their knowledge to you. And I'm so blessed to have had the good fortune. I don't know why I deserve this, of meeting this woman here, this magnificent goddess Amanda and her team of goddesses. And thank you for that. Thank you to all of you for making this possible. Please spread the word. We're not alone.
Absolutely, absolutely. And Elke, just as I'm so grateful for you both for this beautiful time together. And Elke and all of you, thank you for taking time out of your lives. And Alex, thank you for, it's important, sharing the message. As Alex said, our earth healing, land healing, shamanic priestess land healing course starts October 1st. And it's really, Alex has poured his 40 years of geomancy work and all of mine for the last 20 odd years. And together we've created this really inner healing, but also how to really work with the land. And if it's something you want to do professionally too. And there's all these beautiful messages. Jen, thank you so much for this beautiful ceremony. Noel, thank you wholeheartedly. Aoife, thank you, and both of you, for this call, this time together. Sandra, my heart feels full and happy. Thank you for offering this connection. Alex and I, and Maura, thank you. We love you. And we love you all so much. And Tina, thank you. And Christina, all these beautiful, loving messages. Thank you, Stephanie. So always as we open sacred space, we want to close a sacred space. So Alex, if you would like to close our sacred space.
Of course, yes. Amanda had invited us earlier to open ourselves up to the blessings of the earth and allow that energy to come forth, collect within us. I'm going to invite you to do the opposite, to allow the energies of the sky, of the great Father now, the creative power of the universe, to enter you through your crown, receiving it the way a vessel receives the water or the wine, allowing it to gather within you, collecting in your head, then your throat, then your heart, then in your power center lower in the belly. Remembering that the blessings of the sky are about intuition, about insight, about thought, about rational thinking. They're also about the great patterns of the universe that allow knowledge to exist, that allow wisdom to exist as they commingle with the beautiful influence of the earth, creating what the Chinese call the great copulation of the yin and the yang that is the source of all creation and all that is. Allow these to mix within you, mother and father, upper and lower, front and back, left and right, to create this balance that is your true self. If you could just maintain that sense of unity, we would have no troubles. Things would flow endlessly. We would have no wars, no conflict, because each one of us would be secure within ourselves. We would have no need for combat, no need for confrontation, no need for difference. So allow this magnificent unity, this complete harmony that comes from an awareness of the universe and of our position within the universe to flow. Allowing time to nurture and to heal. As we move through both space and time, the magnificent dimensions of the universe are revealed to us in our journey into the infinite. Allowing mystery to remain as mystery and relishing that as well. As we take an opportunity to thank our ancestors for showing up with us today, our teachers, thanking the earth for sustaining us, the sky for illuminating us, thanking our friends, our colleagues, brothers and sisters in this circle who showed up to make this possible, extending to them our eternal gratitude, and thanking ourselves also for having had the courage to show up. So be it. Aho.
Gemeke. Thank you, Alex. That was so beautiful. And oh, thank you, all of you, for your time. So beautiful to be with you all. I'm sending so much love. And thank you for your beautiful presence and your words. And enjoy these next few days. It's very, very sacred. And Alex and I will be back. Maybe we'll do another special one for the winter solstice. So thank you for being here with us. Sending so much love to you all.
Love to all of you.
And it's lovely, Alex. I don't know if you saw, but Christian joined us here.
Absolutely. Lovely.
Hi, Christian. Nice to see you. Long time no see. Oh, lovely. Oh. All right, lovies. Oh, so beautiful to be with you all. Thank you so much. Okay. Bye, loves. Thank you. Take care. Bye.